Welcome to another week. My name is Kenneth Acha. I'm going to be leading you again in the discussions and lessons this week. We're going to be doing some exciting things again. We're going to be talking about how to actually start a nonprofit. Remember, I promised you before the class started that I was going to take you from your dream to actually working through how you get a nonprofit started. For those of you who have started a nonprofit, I promise you this class, if you learn everything that is in there, you'll be able to go back and take your existing nonprofit and take it to a higher level by redoing things in an amazing way that will be like relaunching your organization if you apply these strategies and really understand them. Okay, really understand them. I guarantee that if you understand them, you would basically reborn in an amazing way. Start over and just go further. So we're gonna start by seeing me discuss and basically give you a short video on this introductory process. And something that I didn't say in there that I remember now is if somebody asks you, and they do this to me a lot, if they ask you, how can I start a nonprofit? How can I start an orphanage? Can you show me how to start an orphanage? How can I do it? Or they have a desire like you guys have that are taking a class on starting an orphanage. What you really need, what the person who asks the question is really asking for, they're saying, could you show me how to come up with a strategy for living from where I am right now to starting an orphanage and then going from there? Strategy is choice. Strategy is about making choices that allow you to win, that allow you to get from where you are to where you want to be. So even though people don't use the name strategy, what they're asking really when they say, I want to learn how to start an orphanage or to run one, they're saying, I want to understand how to come up with strategy that allows me to successfully win and run an orphanage. And I use the word win intentionally. Strategy is all about winning. As winning has to do with accomplishing your mission or the vision, the goal that you set before you start an organization, and we're going to start that today. You're going to see the next lesson after this introduction will be talking about creating strategy. And strategy starts with having a winning aspiration. When you have a winning aspiration, your winning aspiration would be your mission and vision and your goals. Remember, winning aspiration is mission, vision, and goals. You got it correctly. And when you start with that, then that's the first part of your strategy. You start going and going and going until you have all the structures set in place to be able to effectively run your organization. When a person says, how can I start an organization? What are they looking for? They're looking for how to come up with a strategy. You got it right. So you didn't know this, but the reason you came to me and came to this class was because you wanted to learn how to come up with a strategy that works for starting an orphanage. And that's what we're beginning this week. Again, when I introduce you to strategy for coming up with your nonprofit organization, we're going to then begin with the first thing. The next lesson will be on mission, defining mission. I think you will enjoy this week. Pay attention to everything we're discussing, because when you pay attention and apply everything and really understand, I guarantee it, your organization will be better. Okay, it will be better. Now, I have some two questions that I've given you for the assignment this week that I wanted to discuss, and the questions they're based on the week's work on strategy. I have said already in the lessons, and I'm going to say it again, that strategy is about choice. It's about making choices to do some things and not other things. It's about making choices to do a few things and saying no to many things. It's making a choice. Strategy is like making a choice to say yes, I do to one woman and no to every other woman that tries to get your attention for the rest of your life. Strategy has a little bit of that. It's sort of like that. Strategy is like saying, I recognize that my organization has certain gifts and talents. Just like I am a human being, I have certain gifts and talents. In America here, we say we have this thing that, oh, because we live in a country where we have freedoms and America has freedoms, we can do anything we want to do. God says no to that. That's not right. You are created. You are created to be able to excel only at specific things. Each of us is shaped to be able to do certain things and not others. Our organizations, you could try to build the organizations all you want. That organization has a personality. It's like a person. It's going to excel and function really well in ways that are mind-blowing when it focuses on certain things to do. And strategy is going to help you to learn how to be able to make hard choices and focus on the few things that you need to do that will impact and change the world, while saying no to all the other distractions. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, there is nothing that is more distracting to a Christian than good. Good is the enemy of best. When you go into orphan care, you're going to have situations where opportunities keep coming. Oh, you could be helping orphans this way. Oh, you could be helping orphans that way. Oh, you could be helping orphans. They all need that. That's good is the enemy of best. The successful people are the people that focus on a few things, do them so well. But you cannot do many things well. You can do only a few things well. So the first question says, on the course page, I shared the following quotes on successful strategy from the legendary Harvard strategist Michael Porter. This guy is amazing, okay? He really is. He's a living legend. There are many strategic business processes named after Mr. Porter, like the Porter's Triangle, Porter's 5 Forces. He's awesome. He's amazing. And he's impacted many other people. This is what Harvard University says about him. It says, he has influenced more executives and more nations than any other business professor on earth. I think they're right. Here are the quotes I want you to think about. And after you consider these quotes, then you'll do the assignment. The quotes are this. Number 1, the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. The essence of strategy is what? Choosing what not to do. It's not choosing what to do. It's choosing what not to do. It's doing few things. The essence, like the real heart, is the no's that you're going to say. There are 1 million no's that you're going to say after you say the few yes. Okay? So the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. Second quote from the same guy. Strategy 101 is about choices. You can't be all things to all people. To translate that into Orphan Care lingo is that you cannot satisfy the needs of all the orphans in your community. You cannot. Yes, you just heard me right. They're suffering, but you cannot serve all the orphans in your community. And you cannot serve all, even if you got an orphanage and build an orphanage and put them there, you cannot provide all the needs of the orphans. You have to pick and choose which needs you are going to focus on providing so that you can source out the other needs. You're not going to be able to provide all their food from the farm effectively. You're not going to be able to have a school built. You're not going to be able to build a hospital by yourself. You're not going to be able to build everything that needs to be built that will take care of. You're not going to be able to do that. By that, I mean that you're not going to attain excellence. You're going to have to choose. Companies do that. Companies with large companies, they that have money that could do it, they might contract another company to do their HR services. They call that outsourcing. They might contract another company to do their IT services. They might contract many areas so that they get to focus their core capabilities on the few things that really matter. It's not about companies alone. It's about wisdom. It's about wisdom. Really, it's about wisdom. It's about realizing that God made you and He made me, and He has gifted us tremendously, but we have small amount of gifts, and our organizations cannot have all the gifts. Okay, keep that in mind, my friends. So, quote number 3, strategy is about making choices. It's about deliberately choosing to be different. Now, another quote from somebody I respect very much, is also a strategic thinker, is Roger Earl Martin. A choice to serve everyone. Listen to this very well. A choice to serve everyone everywhere, or simply serve all comers, is a losing choice. Now, the everyone everywhere part, don't that one is there, but also consider the end of the sentence, okay? The end of the quote. The end is this: or to simply serve all comers is a losing choice. You need to make the hard choices of what you're going to be able to do for orphans. Few things that you're going to be able to do, and do them excellently. And then pray. Seek other people to partner and do the rest. Even if the partners don't come, don't do the others. Pray and wait until they come. The reason they don't come is because, that's how most Christian ministry happens. We go and we want to raise funds and do everything, but what if we are in a place and we're serving and their needs, we're wanting to invite somebody else, another organization, to come and partner and provide a part of the needs and work. God, I think God wants to see that. But God wants to see that. So just saying, hey, every orphan that enters through my door, I'll have to help that orphan. This expert says, and I agree, it's a losing choice. You are standing up. You're not going to be able to help all orphans. So you have to make decisions first. You don't make the decision when the orphan comes at the door and your emotions are overwhelming you. That decision has to be made what you can do. Why? Because your capabilities, the expertise, the competencies you need to be able to run an organization are going to be in a certain area. You cannot have competencies to be able to, if as a one small organization with the same leadership, I'm saying this, with the same leadership, the same board of directors, with the same leadership, and it's not like a huge multinational conglomerate that has that, for example, Facebook or Microsoft, when they might buy Skype, but Skype is $1 billion worth company when they buy it and has CEO and all, and they will still leave it as part of Microsoft, but the CEO continues to run it. Basically, that is an investment, really, not like Microsoft. The key leadership is going to be running Skype. They just buy it to expand, not really to run it. I'm talking about a situation where one leadership is running it. It's very difficult for one group of leaders to be experts to have the gifts and competencies of leading a school, have the gifts and competencies of leading farms and doing different kinds of things, have the gifts and competencies of overseeing this and that and that and that and that and that. You want to be self-sufficient. Great, that's amazing. The thing is that you can be self-sufficient. You can be self-sufficient if you make the best iPhones in the world. If you are like Apple and you make iPhones and iPads, and that's all you make, you can become a billionaire making iPhones alone. You don't have to be self-sufficient. You don't have to do too many things. The reason you have to do too many things is that you're not excellent in the one thing to be able to bring a lot of income in that one thing. So you have to do too many things. I'm not saying Apple doesn't have other products. They have other products, but there are few products that iPhone and iPad bring them, like they are the most successful products they have. Yeah, they have Apple, they have Macs and all that, but they are large. Okay, the idea is that you could be self-sustaining, doing very few things and putting in everything you got. If you could run a chicken farm that supplies chicken all over the country, and you could make millions from chicken. Or you can make, so I'm not saying you can't do two things. I'm just saying you have, with choices, you have to limit it. So now the question really is, this is a question. In the lesson on strategy, I taught that strategy is choice. It's about choosing to do some things and not other things. The assignment this week is for you to look in your ministry, in your industry, like orphan care, and write down 20 different things or ways that an organization, or not necessarily your own, can do to help orphans and poor children. That's step one. Write down 20 things that you can see or have seen a different organization do to help children. Some Samaritan's Purse has shoe boxes that are sent to poor children in America. That's one thing that an organization is doing. They also do other things. Just write down different things that an organization does to help poor children. 20 different things. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20. Okay. And then, after you've done that, I'm not saying 20 that you will do, or 20 that an organization can do. Just any organization. Not that yours will do. Any organization. Then, look at your organization really good if you have one. Or look at yourself really good if you don't yet have an organization. Look at your competencies and skills and say, what 3 things, just 3 out of those 20, what 3 things, if I focus my organization on doing, can I knock it out of the park so well that the service to orphans is so amazingly excellent? What 3 things? Just 3. And then that's your assignment for that part. Just write those down. Now, please, this is only an assignment. It doesn't say that you can't go do 100 things if you'd like to. This is only an exercise. But I hope that you would really let the Holy Spirit help you if this is meant for you. I think it's really important. It's truth. I think it's truth that we need to be more. We don't need to be small. We need to be focused. Okay? We don't need to be small in influence. I want Christians, I want your organization to be so strong and influential and powerful and have impact all over the world. But to do that, you don't need 100 things to do that with. You can do that with 1 thing, with 2 things, with 3 things. If you start going to many things, you're spreading yourself thin. You really are. You can be good at, that's what making hard choices will mean, that you have to limit yourself to a few things, but you have to look at yourself really good. You have to do study and grow. Some of you cannot do this effectively. This assignment, the best outcome of it, you should do it now. But if you grow mature through some of the training we offer, repeat this after 2 years of, say, taking classes and growing and maturing. Repeat the same process, because your perspective will change when you become a better leader, when you're more mature, when you've learned many other things. Then you do that. You understand your self-awareness grows with maturity. Okay. So part 2 is that it's a different thing now. Part 2 is that you're going to look at up to 5 mission statements of different churches and different ministries, Christian ministries, especially ministries in your area, and then try to write your own. This is not the way you should do it normally. This is not the way that when you want to have your mission, you will do it. To really come up with your mission, it's a process of fasting, prayer. It may take months. It could even take up to a long time. It takes several months to come up with it. And I just want you to get started, get the ball rolling. And I recommend that you check Willow Creek Church. I put a link, and Shaping Destiny, and then add 3 others to it. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week. I am excited that you're in class learning, and I believe that God is going to teach you a lot during this course. I look forward to seeing you next week in another lesson. And also, if you have questions, please, you're always welcome with questions. Okay? Bye-bye.